Welcome back to Risque Business News. I'm May.
And I'm Laura. And today we have two major stories. Major is giving this one a lot. Fighting in the Trump household. I'm going to call them the Trump household now. Laura Loomer and Elon Musk have been having a big fight. And it maybe ended up revealing Elon Musk's burner Twitter account that he uses to call himself a good dad.
That's iconic.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great. They're fighting about immigrants. We're going to talk about it. You enjoy that.
Fabulous. We are going to talk about Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni. You might have heard about this legal battle going on following their press tour for It Ends With Us. So I'm going to talk about the details of that. I'll give you the rundown and some new information, hopefully.
Enjoy.
Where's the money? I don't understand how you make money.
Hold on.
From that, though.
2 stand-up comics in New York City.
Just learned a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna ask all the stupid questions that you might be thinking at home, but are afraid to ask people.
Making it to where you feel like you're too stupid to be able to ever engage in it, they win.
Why the fuck are they doing this?
It's to make money. It's risque business news.
You're going to have that baby.
I'm going to have this baby any second now.
I think every podcast we've opened with that now, but it's just like the baby is coming.
The baby is coming.
The baby is now officially available to be born.
Yes.
Like you know what I mean? The baby's like, we're good if you want to do this thing.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. He's advocating for himself. And I love a persistent king, but he's got to fucking chill. Like, I'll just be walking and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, my pelvis. And he's just like, his head is just like on the top of the pelvis.
Oh yeah, because he's like diving down.
Yeah,
he's like,
he's
I'm
like-
ready to go.
He's down. His head is down.
Wow,
Which really sucks for me because I really want a C-section and he's in perfect health and is like looking amazing.
Yeah, he's literally in like swan dive position.
Yeah, he's like... The doctors are like, great news. And I'm like, fuck.
He's streamlining.
Yeah. He's like doing it the smartest way. They're like, he's perfect health. He's perfect size, perfect shape. And I'm like, what about a C-section?
Yeah.
What about that?
Anyway, I could do a C-section instead. Well, damn. I mean, I haven't seen you because we took last week off for Christmas and I haven't seen you in like 10 days. And I'm like, I swear to God, it's gotten bigger.
Oh my God. I'm like, when I'm standing in one room, this belly's in the next. It's
crazy.
Fucking huge.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to not being pregnant again, but then I'm like, oh boy.
Then you got like a baby.
Then I have a baby and stuff.
Ooh.
So anyway, also, can I tell you, like, I don't know if any of our viewers are pregnant or have been pregnant or whatever, but like, what the fuck is up with? You probably don't get this, but there's so much shit on TikTok that's so negative. It's unbelievable about pregnancy, about motherhood, about all this stuff.
Oh,
like,
sure. People like to complain.
people love complaining.
Yeah. I'm complaining about it. I've nothing to do with it.
Right. There's this
Or you're drinking my stupid chocolate mint salt over here.
That looks nice.
It's not bad.
I know. I wish I wasn't pregnant. We could have a toast of champagne to.
I know, because we're
2024.
recording this on New Year's Eve.
But yeah, I keep getting advertised this Amy Adams movie that looks so scary. She's like postpartum and sad.
I gotta say,
angry.
I haven't heard a lot of great things about postpartum.
No.
Not a lot of fan accounts talking about that.
Yeah. Also, I saw like this clip of literally Emrata talking about how she got cheated on postpartum, and I'm like, great.
She lives in the neighborhood. I think we've discussed this.
She lives in the neighborhood.
Yeah, we could ask her ourselves.
Yeah, how was it when
what was that like?
What was that like when your husband cheated on you when you were at your most vulnerable time?
When you were literally, your pussy was ripped open.
Right.
Did she carry her child?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, wow.
I think.
I mean, that's the smallest person in the world. That's a literal miracle.
Yeah, but I mean, smaller
Those
people have done it. My grandma was like 4'10". She had like 1,000 kids.
It's true. She's just so narrow.
I know.
That is. Good for her.
Yeah, she probably didn't have a C-section because then it would fuck up her stomach look.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you have the scar, and
scar.
sometimes the scar has like a little shelf over it. You got to get a plastic surgeon.
Okay, well, that's a downside for C-sections. We've been. I think we talked about this, having the debate of C-section versus vaginal pregnancy birth.
But yeah,
Shelf over the scar. I don't love that.
I'll show you some images. You're not gonna like them.
That's a pretty good reason to. That's a point for vaginal. That is a pretty good point for vaginal.
I'll show you some vaginas afterwards,
Especially-
and then we'll cross compare.
That's like a Patreon portion. Right?
Yeah,
You guys want to look at these crazy ass vaginas? I want to look at this. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's so gross when family members chime in. Like over the holidays, my brother was like, I gotta say, I've had sex with a lot of moms, and you don't really notice it, and who cares? And I was like, all right,
Yeah. Okay, brother.
I'm gonna like,
Okay, brother lives
fucking
in
kill myself.
Puerto Rico.
And then he was like, yeah, at strip clubs you see C-section scars
Okay.
all the time, and I'm like, all right, I literally,
I don't need to
can't do
hear
this.
any more of this. You're canceled.
you're done. You're so done.
I don't know why, but this is pedophilia. It's
Yeah.
creepy, and I don't like it.
I hated it.
Doesn't fully make sense, but I'm not into it.
No. Do you want to start or should I start? Or do you have anything else to say about C-sections?
Nothing else to say about C-sections. I guess it's New Year's Eve, so anything to review from the year?
Oh yeah.
What was your favorite part of the year?
I think recording my special.
That was good. That
Was good. That was really
My
fun.
favorite part was hosting your special. I'm just kidding.
That was fun though.
It was nice. I had a good time doing that.
Yeah, because it felt like an achievement of just like offloading that material, and then I can just sort of move on with my life. And boy, did I!
Mm-hmm.
Boy, did I! I fucking nailed that timing.
You and my mother. I think I've told the story of my mother's conception.
No,
Conceiving me.
No.
Have you heard the story? Period.
I think I've heard it
Element.
offline.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell the story of how I was conceived. My mother was a flight attendant for Lufthansa back in the time when they hated women a lot. When the second you turned like 28, they were like, ew.
Oh my god. What?
Ew, gross, 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 gross. So that was like Lufthansa's energy. And my mother was, 26, 27 or something like that at that point. And they were like, whoa, bad news coming. It might have been 30. It doesn't matter. But point being,
Younger than us by a lot.
By a lot. We would be considered geriatric flight attendants. We would not be hired. I'll tell you that.
No.
And my mom had been there for a while and qualified like for maternity leave at Lufthansa. If you're pregnant, they don't let you fly because just long haul flights, especially, they were like, we don't need like a miscarriage happening with one of our crew in the middle of the Atlantic.
Right.
And that's actually like relatively reasonable. I do feel like I've seen pregnant flight attendants since.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain after 32 weeks, you're not supposed to fly in general as a human being. I have, but don't alert the authorities.
Yeah, well, I did.
Okay, good.
They listen. They listen to the pod. Sound off in the comments. But anyway, so my mom had Lufthansa had this very long maternity leave policy where it's not full maternity leave, but you'd work the ground crew. So she was at that point in a long distance relationship / married kind of to my dad, but they like didn't live in the same place really because she was between there and Germany.
But were they legally married?
They were legally married.
Okay.
At this point. But like she was in Germany a lot is my point.
Yeah.
Because that's where Lufthansa like is based. It comes from between. But she got herself positioned on the ground crew in Dallas, which is where my dad lived. And they were able to oh no, I'm sorry, I missed a piece. So because she was going back and forth, my dad lived in Dallas, they had to plan her ovulation schedule around her flight schedule.
Yeah.
In order to get pregnant. And then and then find out she was pregnant, get put on the leave of the 9 months or so of ground crew. And then at the end of that, she finished 3 additional months or whatever it was, turns 28, let's call it. I don't remember the exact age. And they give her a big bonus in which to retire.
Unbelievable.
Unreal. So she basically didn't work for over a year.
That is also the most Laura Sogar way to come into the world I've ever fucking heard
It couldn't,
in my life.
It could not have been more planned. Like she was booking, she was trading schedules with other flight attendants being like, I gotta go fuck my husband. Hurry.
That's
my temperature's the right temperature.
That's unbelievable. Wow. Good for her.
Good for her.
Taking charge.
Yeah. And you, just with the special, I feel like it's the same. Everybody's planned out. Everybody's
planned out.
manifesting.
Yeah. I definitely manifested this.
You did.
This little guy.
Also, the special will release as the baby is released as well.
Oh my God, that's the funniest
great.
thing. So his due date is January 25th. I may or may not be having a scheduled C-section on the 20th, which is also Inauguration Day, which is January 6th was taken, guys. But anyway,
wait, why does Inauguration Day change?
I thought it was January 20th, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Is
Yeah.
January 6th, was that? Oh no, okay. I'm mixing it up. Why did they pick January 6th?
I don't know. That's a good
Was
question.
just like a rogue date?
I guess so. I don't know, but it's definitely inauguration day, 20th.
No, yeah, I believe you.
And Mark,
oh yeah, they just went into it.
Mark and I discussed it, and he was like, I mean, I don't give a fuck that it's inauguration day, but I do worry about, like, I don't know, what if, like, roads are blocked off or something?
Yeah.
I think it'll be okay.
I think it'll be all right.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if we lived in D.C., I'd be like, uh-oh.
Yeah,
But
right, we don't.
But we don't. We
yeah.
do live in New York, though, so, like, you never fucking know.
Right.
That can happen any old day. Oh, my God. I went to see Oh, Mary yesterday, which was delightful. Go see it.
It's with Cola Scola, and it's about
Abraham
Mary
Lincoln
Lincoln
is
Todd.
gay.
Yeah, but Abraham Lincoln's gay, and Mary Todd Lincoln's an alcoholic. It's funny.
It's very funny and also informative. I did not know.
I don't think
It's not
real.
historically accurate.
Yeah.
However, there is a pretty significant like rumor that he was gay, and then it is known that she was a crazy alcoholic.
Yeah, that's true. Those two parts.
So
are
those
kinda
two
real.
parts were kind of real, and I
Yeah.
didn't know either of those things. So that was
There
I
you go.
learned. However, I was on the 30th. We tried to go through Times Square to get to the theater. It's like in Times Square, like the
Yeah.
Lyceum or whatever. It doesn't matter. But I am walking through Times Square. It is the 30th. It is not New Year's Eve yet.
Yeah.
It is the day before. I kid you not. I couldn't, like, we were walking 5 feet a minute. The crowds were so packed in. It was impossible to move. And I was like, I got to get to the theater. I left myself 5 minutes to walk 4 blocks, a
Yeah.
fair amount.
Right.
And I was like, I'm going to be late. And I was late.
Damn.
A couple minutes late. It was crazy. It was actually
Wow.
kind of scary. You could
Really?
not pay me to go to Times Square tonight for New Year's
No.
Eve.
Oh my God, no.
It was not safe.
Actually, I got invited to go to Times Square tonight because I guess like our friend Olga, who is a friend of the pod, Olga Namer, look her up, very funny comedian. She's like
Friend of the
somehow
pod.
connected to TLC.
She always has the most random.
Yeah. Like I think like one of her ex-boyfriends was like their manager for whatever. Anyway, she was like, "Do you want to go backstage? They're doing like a thing in Times Square." And I was like, maybe if I wasn't 9 months pregnant, I would maybe do that. But
If you were not 9 months pregnant, I've definitely. Oh God, can you imagine you going to labor?
oh my God. And then I'm just in the middle of all that fucking chaos.
And the ambulance is like, "Are you an idiot?"
I would be like, I don't know, man. No one told me that this could happen. Oh my God, wait, can we talk about this?
But that does sound fun otherwise.
yeah.
In an actual contained environment where you're like in a building,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Not
On
bad.
the street,
Hell no.
like genuinely scary. I was not into it at all. I was
Yeah.
pissed.
Oh my God. So this is, I have to talk about this for a second because I just found it so fucking funny. Over the holidays, I was feeling really lightheaded and like, like, you know where this is going. So I was just like feeling like fucking shit. And like my sister was like, "You look really pale, really pale." And I was just like, I was just not in a good way at
Yeah.
all. And I had crazy back pains. They would come and go. And so my mom was like, "You should just go to the hospital. Like you're too far along in your pregnancy to not just like go to the hospital."
Yeah.
So first of all, I went to urgent care and they like took my money. They took $85 of my money and then they told me that I have to go to the real hospital. And I was like, "Are you fucking serious?"
You couldn't have told me that before I checked in.
Yeah, literally. They were like, "Oh, we don't take blood here. Sorry." I was like, "So you checked me in. I came to this back room and you came back here to tell me you can't do anything
You
for
just,
me. But you just
wasted
took
my time. And you were like, "This could be an emergency. You should take this seriously."
Yeah. No, literally.
You're not taking it seriously.
So then I went to the hospital. They charged me $300 fucking dollars.
Yeah. I mean, they charge you a lot more than that, let's be real. But you have
Yeah.
insurance.
Right.
So
It was crazy. And then anyway, so it escalated so quickly. I think but just because I'm so pregnant, they take things like way too seriously. Because I was in there, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm feeling kind of faint." And they were like, "All right, off with the clothes. We're putting on like
yeah.
heart monitors and all this crazy shit." And I was like explaining to the doctor, I was like, I have these like crazy pains all through my torso and my back, and they like come and go, and sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. And he was like, "Are they contractions?" I was like, "Oh, I don't think so." And he was like, "Have you considered that you might be going into labor?" I was like, "I have not considered that at all."
It's not the 20th. So why would
I
that be
was
happening?
like, I am due on the 20th for a C-section, so I don't understand why you're asking me these
Nothing's gonna
questions.
happen before then.
Yeah.
You clearly didn't get my schedule ahead of time or something.
He was like,
You're an idiot.
"Are you fucking serious?" He was like, you're like the maximum level of pregnant. It didn't even occur to you that you could be going into
This
labor.
is something that could occur naturally.
No. I was like flabbergasted by the question. I was like, why would I be going into labor?
What?
Like, that makes no sense. I was like, you're the worst doctor ever.
No, that's clearly not what's going on. I have a rare condition.
Yeah.
Obviously.
But yeah, oh my God. And then this other thing happened. So like, it's actually really scary. Sometimes at this level of pregnancy, if like something's wrong with the baby, oftentimes it can be like gone, the baby.
Oh God.
And so I was like I was in my hospital gown and I was going up to like, they like just monitor the baby to make sure the baby's fine. And I knew it was fine. He was like moving around, whatever.
Sure.
I was like not concerned about it. But I was in the fucking elevator and this lady was like, ooh, exciting. Is today the day? And I was like, oh no, today's not the day. We're just like gonna go check on the, and she was like, oh, okay. I'm so sorry. And like, she was like, and I like, before I could be like, no, the baby's fine. She just like left the elevator on the next floor. I was like, that's not that lady's floor.
That lady is like, I'm gonna abort myself.
Yeah, she's like, I gotta go.
I gotta get out of this situation immediately.
I was supposed to go to floor 9, but I'm getting out at 5.
No, I'm getting out here. I guess I'm gonna go get a heart surgery or something.
Yeah. And
I'm
Mark
gonna go get my brain wiped somewhere from that awful situation of morbid. It wasn't like on Christmas too.
It was like on Christmas or Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
She's like, babies.
I know. And she probably thought that I was a psycho. She was probably like, oh no, this poor girl is like disassociating.
In shock.
Like, yeah, because I was like, oh no, it's fine. We're just like checking on the, and she was probably like,
woo!
This fucking girl, dude, she is in for it.
Oh God, that's so sad. What a compassionate lady who needed to wait 6 more seconds.
Yeah.
For the update.
I know. And Mark was like, what was that? I was like, oh, she thinks our baby's dead. So
she's having an extremely reasonable reaction.
Yeah. Also, Mark was like complaining the whole time. He's like, when are we going to get out of here? I was like, if this is how you're going to act when we're at the fucking hospital,
this is just going to take the time it takes.
Please. Oh, and then the other thing was that all the fucking nurses were like fucking hyped to meet Mark. And I'm sitting there like pale white.
I would lose my shit. I don't know how you're doing honestly a remarkable job considering the pregnancy hormones and everything like that. I'm like, I would have hit 11 and I'm just sober. I'm just sober in my own. I'm not even ovulating. I'm not even ovulating, and I would have flipped out on that.
It is what it is.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, anyway, let's get to the stories that the people came here to listen to.
Yes, that's true. It's true. Let's get into it. I'll start.
Sorry, everybody.
If you would like.
Yeah, sure.
Because this one shouldn't take too long. It's really something. So the whole debate, this whole conversation started because a couple weeks ago, President-elect Donald Trump appointed Sriram Krishnan, who is an Indian-born venture capitalist and an advocate for expanding the H-1B1 program.
Okay.
The H-1B1 program, if you are, or H-1B, excuse me, H-1B. If you're not familiar with that program, is what allows us to get immigrants from other countries to work specifically kind of used in tech. So
okay.
Like highly skilled, rare talents. I think it's different than the one we use for comedians because what the fuck is that?
I don't know what that is.
I know. It's like rare or exceptional talents. I don't think that one's the H-1B visa. Maybe it is.
I'm like, that one needs to be stopped.
Yeah, we need these goddamn comedians coming in from Canada and taking our jobs. They're very funny. It's pissing me off. Nathan McIntosh looking at you.
Watch his special. It's a good one.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's so many great Canadian comedians. Mm-hmm. Sophie Buttle, another one of my favorites.
Oh my God, she's hilarious.
So funny.
She was on the pod.
Well, not if this program goes away. So anyway, point being, this is a program that is being used a lot in Silicon Valley. And it has some criticism because people say, oh, they're bringing in like people who get underpaid from other countries in order to do these highly specialized jobs. So you can imagine this doesn't really jive with the whole MAGA, like, we hate immigrants policy.
Right.
That, not so great for them. So anyway, he appoints this guy, and this guy is a big advocate for this program and wants to expand it in some ways. I didn't look at the details. I don't care. MAGA followers were pissed because they hate immigrants, and they let it be known. Notably, Elon Musk was defending the move. So then it was interesting because usually he's like pretty on board with these MAGA guys. But in this case, he was upset with them and calling them racist. So for instance...
Okay. Well, because he's
an immigrant.
South African.
Yes.
He's an African-American.
He's an African-American. And he was on the visa itself at one point.
Okay.
So Siriam Krishnan is an Indian American, and they did a whole bunch of racist stuff online. One specifically that Elon replied to was they used AI to repaint his face with butter chicken.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. True bone GPT. So there's that.
Yeah.
And then Jason, who is another like tech bro, private equity, whatever, he says these racist attacks are disgusting, and then says Siriam is awesome, blah, blah, blah. Elon Musk replies to that 100%, that the racist attacks are disgusting. So like in this case, doing obvious, like I would agree. Elon,
I would agree. Yeah. That looks delicious,
it
but
does
I would
look
totally
delicious.
agree.
Butter chicken's so good.
Yeah.
But ooh, I could go for some of that right now. Ooh. Anyway.
Yeah.
So for obvious reasons, another thing to note is that Elon Musk has a bunch of tech companies, and they are really going to benefit from having this ability to bring in talent from other countries. That is, I think, most reasonable people are like, yeah, that's a solid policy to bring in talent from other countries as much as possible. The MAGA people, not so much.
Well,
Yes.
we get it.
Laura Loomer. Do you remember her?
Okay, yes, so I do, but I need a quick refresher on who
Oh,
this is.
yeah.
Because I remember the name, and I remember her saying a bunch of racist things. Like, she said something about Kamala, if she gets in office, that it would smell like curry.
That was her.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Laura Loomer is like, it's almost like an online troll at this point, but she is a far, far, far right journalist. Let's put that in quotes.
Yeah.
Very close with Trump. To the point where there is a pretty good theory that they were fucking.
Isn't she 27?
She is young, way too young to look like Jigsaw.
Yeah, she looks bad.
She looks unbelievably bad.
You know who she looks like? You know what? I'll tell this offline because I'll tell you offline.
Okay.
It's another comedian being a bitch.
You are. I love it.
Okay.
But she also looks like the villain.
She looks exactly like Jigsaw. Yeah,
her face, if you're just listening, is full of fillers, like to an obnoxious degree where it just looks like a pillow, and her lips are ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry, she's also an awful person.
Yeah.
To make matters worse, she's an awful person.
Guys, honestly, if you are under the age of 30, like, here's what I am such an listen. As soon as this baby comes out, this face, you're never gonna see it again. Okay, I'm doing a bunch of shit, but. Filler, just don't fucking get it. It ages you.
It does. It doesn't go away.
Good. It does not go away. That is a myth.
Yeah.
That is a fucking myth. Also, like lip filler, you got to be careful. You got to go to the right people. You got to see a lot of before and afters, and you have to be super aligned on what you're going for.
You have to realize that your eyes will adjust to it, and you're going to think you need more.
Yeah.
And you do not need more.
Yeah.
People can see it, and it looks bad.
It looks bad.
It almost always looks bad. I will put the caveat of obviously like the celebrities out there who are like really, they obviously are using some sort of advanced filler that's from fucking NASA or something like that we don't have access to yet, and they look great, but you're probably not them. Okay, so just don't fucking do it.
Don't do it. Okay,
Laura Loomer, we're talking to you. Okay, stop. Go dissolve your shit. Most important message for her this entire thing. So anyway, she far-right activist, and she's a huge Trump supporter. She went on Steve Bannon's War Room and immediately criticized the move to appoint that, I'm forgetting his name, I'm not going to be able to say, Siriam, to be in the administration. He was going to be the senior policy advisor for artificial intelligence. Fair. Decent job. So she goes on to the War Room and is like, this is ridiculous. It contradicts the America First agenda by allowing foreign workers to replace American talent. She referred to Indian Americans as third world invaders. So classic Laura Loomer being racist. And then she had this clip, which I'll play.
What is it going to mean for the future of our country, our national security, and the incoming Trump administration if we have a bunch of technocrats who are also essentially welfare queens because their companies are receiving government subsidies and they want to take over our defense industry? If you have a bunch of tech bros with billions of dollars and direct unfettered access to the vice president and the president of the United States, and then they are also, very cordial with our adversaries, as in China and Iran. We see that Elon Musk is having these meetings off the books with Iranian officials, with Chinese officials. What does that mean for us and the future of our constitutional republic?
Okay, hang on. Yeah, okay.
So it's one of those things where it's like, I hate her, but there's certain points where I'm like, all right, she's not. Even a fucking blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
she's not wrong.
Sometimes these trolls, there's a reason why people like them, because like 90% of the time you're like, I fucking hate, Candace Owens, I'll say. Yeah. And then 10% of the time I'm like, do I agree the fuck with Candace Owens?
Yeah, like they come in hot with like a random take where I'm like, I'm not sure how she got a moment of clarity.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden she's like putting 2 and 2 together where she's like, wait, maybe if the people with all the money are also able to make an impact to the rules, this might not be good for the general population. Huh.
Interesting.
We're like, yeah, that's what we've been saying.
Right.
That's been the point. Now, in this specific issue, I don't think I agree with you, Laura. I think the H-1B1 visa has brought a lot of wonderful people over to America, and that's kind of the whole point of this goddamn country. Right. However, in general, having people with all the money, and especially people in the tech group who are just, ugh. I work in tech, so I'm kind of one of them. But like, ugh.
I know.
Ugh.
No, believe me.
They're the ones who are able to influence things. So she was specifically calling Elon Musk and his different groups welfare queens.
Right.
And the reason for doing that is because Elon's companies have taken over $20 billion in funding from the federal government.
Wow, I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. He has received they wouldn't be around without
he's a welfare queen.
Kind of. Kind of.
I love that for him.
It is extremely funny. I mean, it's probably one of the funnier things she's ever done, and she has no idea.
Well, so wait a minute. So let me just back up real quick. So she's just like a Twitter, whatever person who's just like big on there, sharing opinions, like just like a talking head, and she got on these TV shows to talk about them?
Yeah, but she's been like, again, calling herself like a journalist. I don't know.
Okay, she's like a Tommy Loren kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, just like one of those big personalities. I don't know if she's ever held a position in a real newsroom before. I hope not. God damn. And she's pretty young, so probably not.
I mean, there's a lot of, she's probably on like Truth, or not, that's
Truth
the social media.
I mean, she definitely is.
She's probably on something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, I think that's a free. But either way, she is in Mar-a-Lago with Trump, and they most likely are boning.
That's crazy.
And honestly, good for Melania. She's like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Dude, they haven't had sex in years.
They don't know each other anymore.
They don't know each other. And she's better off for it.
Yeah.
Melania.
She's just pissed that she's like, one more year till I have to decorate that goddamn White House. No.
Her fucking looks are iconic.
They are great.
I mean, whoever is styling her, wow.
I like to think it's her.
I like to think it's her too, because I mean, what's gay
what else
stylists out there would be helping, Trump's wife, but she fucking slays.
Yeah, she does.
She slays.
Yeah, she's consistent.
And one really good point that she had was there's like a lot of first ladies that have been on the cover of Vogue, and she's never been on the cover of Vogue, and it's like, okay, you guys, come on. She is a literal model, and she looks insanely good all the time. I think
everybody at Vogue would quit is the problem.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, we can't, unfortunately.
I would like to see her on Vogue just to see what slaying outfit she says.
Yeah, she can do her version. Truth Social Vogue. Mm-hmm. There's not much beyond the cover.
Yeah.
So Musk, understandably, got pissed about this, and he starts popping off online. He says, the reason I'm in America, along with so many critical people who built SpaceX, Tesla, and hundreds of other companies that made America strong, is because of H-1B. Take a big step back and fuck yourself in the face. I will go to war on the issues, the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend. He really likes telling people to go fuck themselves.
He loves that. Yeah. I can like hear that.
Yeah.
I can hear him say, go fuck yourself. He does in interviews. And to them, I just say, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. And he like gets so proud of himself.
And then he's like,
I just did that. Guys.
I just did that. Oh my God. Look at me. It's very
going on?
much like a 14-year-old who said fuck for the first time.
Exactly.
That every time he says that, I'm like, yes,
What
that is a grown-up word. You used it in context.
What the fuck is happening with his body shape? I know his body shape has been
Ugh.
crazy for a long time, but it is like something to behold.
It really is.
Yeah.
I love how every other billionaire is going through this weird like fuckboy glow up.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk is like other direction. I'm going Leonardo DiCaprio bod.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
It really is pretty bad. But it's because the man's not hitting the gym. He's too busy running multiple Twitter accounts.
It's true.
His next tweet was, investing in Americans is actually hard, really hard. It costs money and time and effort to make a person productive. It's a short-term net loss. It's much easier to bring in skilled workers who might not do quite a good job, but will work for a fraction of the cost and be happy just to be here. I don't love that sentiment because I don't love that you're like willing to pay them not that much money.
Right.
That's like the whole thing. Listen, I'm no expert on H-1B, but I can absolutely recognize that it's a thorny issue that, it should be for real adults, not me.
Yeah.
Real adults with degrees in this kind of shit should be handling it.
Mm-hmm.
But instead we have Elon Musk and Laura Loomer sounding off on it. So he'd been very vocal, point being, saying that it's essential to maintain our technological edge. She then responds to this, and she really takes it to the next level and goes, the elephant in the room is that Elon Musk, who is not MAGA and never has been, is a total fucking drag on the Trump transition, tags Trump. He is a stage 5 clinger who overstayed his welcome at Mar-a-Lago in an effort to become Trump's side piece.
Oh, wow. Little projecting going on here, Loomer.
And be the point man for all his accomplices in big tech to slither into Mar-a-Lago.
Wow.
Called him the side piece. I love this. This is what I asked for Christmas, and goddamn, did the universe deliver.
Oh, yeah.
So fun. He gets pissed about this and takes her verification badge and demonetizes her account.
Oh, wow.
Which is concerning. Elon?
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to just do that to whoever you don't like. Or
I mean,
disagree
and
with.
like, it's funny because like the Elon people will be like, it's free speech. What are we doing? What are we doing? He immediately like,
and it's not
I
even,
don't blame him. I mean, I would be pissed too.
if you were in charge, if Laura was in charge,
No one would be monetized. Not one of you.
Oh no, you would just like you'd be like, that's a bad joke, demonetized. Literally.
I would, but I'd be honest about that. I'd be like, oh, your take was shit.
Your take was shit. You'd be like, oh, this guy like gave me a side eye once
Yeah.
at a show.
Demonetized.
So would I, by the way. So would I.
Remove verification badge.
Yeah.
Honestly, kick them off send your account to hackers.
Yeah.
Immediately
I'd be like, they didn't book me on their show.
demonetized. That's basically Elon's reply. And it's the most relatable part about him is this pettiness that he's brought to the platform. But it is concerning when you're like, okay, well, this is like a real place that
Right.
you're allegedly running, and it's supposed to have freedom of speech. Whatever. So there's a massive amount of public backlash against her, blah, blah, blah. She comes crawling back and is like, I'm sorry. Trump also notably backed Elon on this and was like, I think H-1B. He's learning about it for the first time. He's like, what's that? What's H-1B?
He's listening to this podcast. He's like,
He's like, when are they going to tell me what I'm supposed to think about this? I don't get it.
I don't get it.
People said that she was xenophobic and racist. Other people were saying that she was alienating pro-business conservatives who support skilled immigration. Great. Other people are saying that she's correct. Sure. I don't really care because notably Adrian Dittman, who is another prominent account on Twitter,
Okay.
has previously been suspected to be Elon's burner account, starts sounding off in massive defense of him.
Okay.
Oh, it keeps going off and off, and like goes in these Twitter spaces. I think I have a link to one of them. I think I put it over here. Where you can hear. So in this case, they're going to be talking to Adrian Dittman, who is not Elon Musk.
Yeah.
That's right, because you didn't use X in order to do this, and that's why I'm asking you to do the same thing with this thing that you have here, because you just word for word said that you have a screenshot of that exactly.
What is happening?
That is absolutely Elon Musk with a voice changer on top of
Yeah.
him. 100%.
Conversation needs to go now because, I mean, Laura's already gotten nuked for 12 hours. There's nothing we're going to be able to do about that.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah, we're having that conversation 100% of the time. You want to claim that free speech does not exist, but you literally had a guy on here calling a bunch of people various types of racist fucking slurs and stereotypes, and he's not suspended. So God,
Are you
we have
high?
fucking
Did
free
you
speech on
take
there.
LSD? Are you crazy?
What are these little forums?
LSD. I'm sorry, don't
Wait,
believe it.
Adrian, when did I say
Wait,
a
did you
slur,
hear that?
brother?
No.
So these forums are spaces on X, which are like Clubhouse but shitty. So I'm going to go back to 16.
Slurs and stereotypes, and he's not suspended. So
Slurs?
God,
Are you
we have
high?
fucking free
Did you
speech on
take
there.
LSD? Are you crazy?
Oh my God, did you take LSD? I'm sorry, don't believe
Wait,
it.
Adrian, when did I say a slur, brother?
But do you hear how his like
clearly-
voice thing
Or
like
he's not
kind
a
of
fucking
starts
human
fucking up
version
a
of
little
an
bit?
architect.
Yeah,
You like
yeah.
this?
Anyway, this guy, Adrian Dittman, people are like, he for sure is Elon Musk. He's always responding. He writes in a very similar way on
Yeah.
Twitter to him. Everything about his personality is all focused on Elon Musk. Granted, half the bots on that goddamn website are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And it even was so bad that back when he did a Twitter space a while back, Elon's mom was like, what did she say?
Elon, is that you?
Elon? She goes that it was like a really, really impressive. Oh, that's a good imitation. I don't know how you do it. Saying that he like followed the patterns and like the way that Elon spoke all
Wow.
the time.
Interesting.
Even his mother was like, "Is that fucking Elon?"
Could be AI though. At this point, there's so much.
That's true.
know?
I do think it's been around. Agreed in general, 100%.
Yeah.
But it has been around a little bit longer than the technology. I think would really support that.
Okay.
Because that's kind of stuff really developed in the last few months, and the original one happened early this year.
Got it.
But maybe
Maybe.
that's actually not a bad theory. Maybe I've cracked the case.
Maybe I did.
But I do want to really point out some of the saddest shit about it is that Adrian Dittman is doing very, very, very sad tweets saying things like, "You're an amazing father, Elon. Your kids are very lucky to have you."
Well, I don't know.
The fact that we think that this is almost for sure Elon, and he is just tweeting that at himself.
I know. How many kids does he have now?
Like a jillion. He's a breeder.
Yeah, he's got a lot of kids.
Anyway, that's why this all came out, was that he got mad that he got called a stage 5 clinger and instead was like, actually, I'm a sociopath. How dare you? I have multiple personalities
Excuse me.
on this goddamn app. And that's what's going on in MAGA world. Wow, what a
Wow.
traipse through hell that was.
Well, I mean, it's not something I didn't see coming. I feel like
I
Trump and
know.
Elon are two. They're gonna be button heads.
They for sure will. I mean, they're currently still aligned. But I can't imagine that this is not going to continue. This is not even in office yet.
No.
4 years. Good
No,
luck.
there's no fucking way.
Good luck. They're going to fight. And I'm going to be watching with popcorn. I cannot wait.
God bless.
Mhm. All right, let's hear about another fight.
Yeah, speaking of
A way hotter one.
Yeah, much hotter
Oh,
one.
beautiful people.
So you guys have probably heard about this Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni battle. So there is a pretty meta situation going on right now. The two co-stars of It Ends With Us, Blake and Justin, they are in a legal battle together right now. So the film adaptation, it's a film adaptation of a Colleen Hoover book by the same name. It's about domestic violence, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beating the shit out of broads.
But you tried to watch it, and you said there was not a lot of beating the shit out of broads.
I watched it at... I flew back from Ann Arbor, which was absolutely delightful. God bless you guys. I flew back early, 7 a.m. flight on Sunday morning from Detroit and watched at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, America time, It Ends With Us, a movie about domestic violence, which is really early to watch that. But I got an hour through it because it's a short flight and it's about a 2-hour movie. And there was only one hit. I was pissed.
We're gonna need to see some smacking around. Okay.
I think it must really escalate in the second hour because the first hour was like they were just kind of being cute.
Yeah. Okay. You were like, I fucking ship this.
I was into it. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, love story.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a determined. He really likes her. This is great.
Amazing.
She's a florist. Blake Lively's beautiful. The flower shop slapped. Oh my god! Do you watched it?
I saw a little bit of it. Yeah.
You remember seeing the flower shop
The
and how
flower shop.
stinking cute this flower shop was?
Yeah. That's what I want to be. I want to be a housewife that just has like a flower shop that loses 10 grand a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're closer than you can.
I could probably do that.
Yeah, you could potentially. You could
Yeah.
go live all of our dreams. Please.
Mark just subsidizes my negative $10,000 a month.
10,000.
He's like, this is the worst fucking deal.
Yeah, this
in the
is
history of
ridiculous. We're not even zero. It's negative 10.
Negative $10,000.
And it's not like that's the only expenses. There's other expenses. Don't you
Oh
worry.
yeah. I mean, what are we doing here?
It was a very cute shop, though.
Very cute shop. Yeah, so that's the plot of the movie. So Lily, played by Blake Lively, is an aspiring florist, and Ryle. That's
I know
his
the
fucking
names
name?
were like all fake. I was like,
Give
you
me
can
a
tell
break,
us your
dude.
names. It's
Yeah,
it's fine.
Ryle is a neurosurgeon, and they have a charming little encounter in Boston, and they start to be very, very cute for the first hour. Hopefully, more abusive in the second hour.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I mean, we were promised a story on domestic violence, and I saw very little.
So Baldoni actually was, he fought for the rights of the book for his production company, Wayfarer Studios, in 2019.
Is he in other stuff? Like, why does he have a production
Okay.
company? What's up with this?
Okay, this whole thing, I was like, okay, first of all, who the fuck is he?
Who is he? He came out of nowhere.
Who the fuck is he? So I looked up a little bit more about him. He is a pseudo-feminist, which cracks me
yeah.
the fuck up.
He has had that podcast, right?
Yeah, he had some podcast where he like talks about masculinity and whatever. He also wrote a book. Let's see, what is this called? Oh shit, what the fuck is it called? It's called like, hold on one second.
No worries. I will say this, point to him. He has this rockin' bod. He took his shirt off in
yeah.
one scene. I was like, God damn. All right, we'll allow it. You
So
know?
this book is called Man Enough.
Oh.
Undefining My Masculinity.
Guys, so if you don't know where this story is going, this is going to be a lot funnier when you know what's up. Actually,
Right.
kind of actually concerning.
Yeah, I mean, male feminists, by the way,
They freak me out.
they keep
Being
an eye
normal-
on them.
Like, and I'm not talking like, you know, if you consider yourself like pro women, that's good.
Yeah.
But when you like make that your personality,
Uh-huh.
you know, the people who are like, they talk about it all the time. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why are you hyperfixating?
Yes.
It's getting weird.
That
There's a very high probability of you being fucking weird.
Right. That would be like if I like hyper fixated and was super into like the BLM movement in like
Yeah.
in a way that is like incredibly performative, where people are like, okay, you can just say you're racist. Like, what the fuck?
Why are you always thinking about Black lives?
Right. Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
why are you hyper fixed? It's good to like, you know, respect and like support, but that's, you know, and then move and do be normal.
Do be normal. Don't
Yeah.
make a podcast about it.
Yeah.
Basically.
I don't, and I mean, he wrote a book and had a podcast.
2 books. He also wrote a book for children
Oh,
that is about how young boys can express their feelings or some shit. Let me tell you something. My young boy will not be reading his book. He will be making crass jokes and probably
he'll be playing with trucks.
he'll be playing with trucks and
or
farting.
playing with Barbies. I don't give a shit, but he's gonna be like doing stuff versus like I think there's too much we've been reflecting on ourselves too much.
Too much. Just
All of
enjoy
us.
your lives.
All of us have been looking inside a little bit too much, and we need to stop.
We got to stop it. We got to cut it out.
Cut it out.
Yeah, so if there's ever a male feminist in your life, just tell them his lap is not a safe space and move on with your life, okay? So you guys might remember a few months ago that Blake Lively was getting dragged on the internet.
Ripped up. It felt weird.
It did feel weird.
I'm proud to say in retrospect, I'm like, that was weird. I never got fully on board with like.
No, I mean, well, okay, so you might remember like there was a lot of talk about how she behaved in interviews, about how she was not treating the movie as seriously as some people thought she should. She was also promoting that hair product that looked like ass. Do you remember that?
I don't remember the hair product.
Oh my God. So she has some hair product and she would be like, oh yeah, let me do your hair with this hair product. And someone would come in with like shiny, beautiful, silky hair and then it would look like wicked disheveled and shitty. And I was like,
Her hair always kind of looks like that, but for some reason it works just for her.
just for her. If I had that, people would be like, comb your hair.
Go take a shower. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Are you ill?
But for her, it's like kind of work. It's kind of a vibe. But she's a very specific kind of pretty.
It's like kind of a vibe. I don't even
I think she's so pretty.
Yeah, no, she's very beautiful, but the hair is not something that I would be like, I gotta have that Blake Lively hair.
That's true. It wouldn't be like it clearly is just going to be for her. I'm not going to try to emulate it. myself.
No.
She also, like, in some of the interviews, she was being rude, like, but it wasn't crazy. There was that one specifically where the lady was asking about her little bump, and she asked back about the little bump.
And that wasn't even about that movie. That was a movie from 2016 or something. It was her and Parker Posey.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
She did an interview and was rude.
Yes. And she was super rude in the interview, but then also, like, we discussed this on the pod before. My theory was that she was trying to be cool for the time because the time was like,
exactly.
You know, you're supposed to be like, oh, would you ask a man that? And whatever. She was just doing that thing.
That's right. We did talk about it on the pod. I think our take was okay that this was like being weird and overblown.
I hope so. Otherwise,
I'll
be a little
look
embarrassed.
like fucking idiots right now.
I
But
know.
that's not going to be the first time for that.
No, that's true.
Oh, whatever.
But people really jumped on board and they were like, this woman is a cunt. She's a bitch.
They were chomping at the bit
for
an opportunity to rip her apart.
Oh, they're like, beautiful women. We can dogpile on her. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
And
Birthday.
all these opinion pieces and whatever. So that went on for at least a few weeks. And before then, I would say someone like Blake Lively was kind of like beyond reproach. Like, people really weren't.
She also doesn't do a ton.
She doesn't do a ton. She was just like friends with Taylor Swift.
Friends with Taylor Swift. She does this random movie. What else has she been in recently?
Recently, I don't know.
I
mean, she is an A-list celebrity, obviously.
She's an A-list celebrity, but like she's just kind of like existing. I don't know. I wasn't really having opinions or considering her very much. I would just see her at dinner with Taylor Swift sometimes and be like, sick outfit.
Right.
That was it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Look at that Italian place. That's probably good. I should go there sometime.
Right.
The end. I think that, and then I'd never consider it again.
I could do a spicy rigatoni.
Ooh.
That sounds good. Anyway, so she is now alleging that those 2 weeks, and she's putting this all into her lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. She is alleging that this like sudden collective hatred of her was designed and executed by him and his PR team in an effort to deflect off of some of his behavior on set. So let's
go. How about that, Justin?
How about that? Interest in the film's on-set dynamics was peaked over the summer because fans are insane, and they saw that Justin Baldoni was followed his co-stars on Instagram, but Lively and Jenny Slate did not follow him.
There were other people too, right? Like it was not like most of the cast hadn't followed him.
Most of the cast did not follow him. So people were like, ooh.
Do you really think these people are running their own accounts? First of all?
Probably not. I mean,
that's like one of the things where I'm like,
if I had any level of fame,
oh,
that's the first thing that would go.
Goodbye.
Bye. Yeah.
But then actually even more so than it would become like, why are they not following if these are run by professional organizations?
Yeah, you would think that
and
they
they're
would just
co-starring
do it
in a movie.
Exactly. Also, they were not doing interviews together. So Baldoni and Lively were not doing interviews together. He wasn't actually doing interviews with a lot of the members of the cast, including Jenny Slate and all these people. So people were like, what's up?
I love that. Also, you guys need lives.
Yeah.
Just for the record.
They need a mortgage.
You need a mortgage because that is way too much time to figure out that this movie that like it didn't have a. I mean, the only press I heard about it was from this.
Exactly.
That's my cynical mind. Is I'm like, this whole thing, this teardown of two celebrities, is just to promote this stupid movie.
Maybe
that I watched half of on a Delta flight.
Because otherwise, I would have never watched that fucking movie. I
absolutely never would have watched the movie.
I mean, I know Colleen Hoover's wicked popular, so maybe we're just not the target audience. But I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure people are gonna watch it, but like, I don't know. I think that this has gone so far where I'm like, there's no way. If this was originally a PR campaign, it went crazy.
It went crazy. So people were sort of like, what's going on? And then they were like, maybe, of course, this is how the world works. So like, maybe Lively's a bitch. And maybe she's overstepping. And maybe like, you know, she wanted to take control of his movie and all this shit. But actually it was, you know, something much more dark.
Yes.
But she actually had like, and Ryan Reynolds wrote a scene in the film. So Ryan Reynolds is Blake Lively's husband. So some people were speculating that maybe Justin Baldoni was pissed about that.
He was also around a lot on set, and they were being
was.
really critical of that. Like, why is Ryan around all the time?
Yeah.
And now it makes more sense in retrospect with the lawsuit, which we'll talk more about.
Exactly. So Jenny Slate also raised eyebrows in an interview that she did about Baldoni, because they asked about him directing and acting, and Slate said the situation made her realize, I think it's good to have one job at once, one job at a time.
That's shade.
So basically saying he fucking stinks.
That is shade. That's great. Good for her.
Yep.
You know who else was in the movie was Hassan Minhaj.
He was? I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm. He was the brother.
Wow.
He was only in a few scenes. Or, I mean, actually, maybe he's like a prominent character in the second hour. I'm basing all of this off of 1 hour. But Hassan Minhaj, he's a delight.
Wait a minute.
I want to...
Was Justin Baldoni? I thought he was like Italian or something.
No.
Oh.
I think, I mean... I don't
like strange
know.
casting is all I'm saying.
It works in the movie. Like...
Yeah.
I don't know. Is he Indian American?
Justin Baldoni?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that he was
I'm looking.
not. Well, yeah, let me know. And also Lively was taking a lot of criticism that she was like, oh, grab your friends, wear your florals, watch the film, instead of like, yo, this is about like domestic violence. Although, is it? Because you watched a whole hour and nobody got their ass kicked.
Yeah, I don't know. I was promised some beaten up, and no one. They just keep saying that he's Jewish.
Yeah.
But that can't be the only thing, is it?
I don't know. That's really funny.
Am I allowed? Am I gonna get canceled? Right? Am I crazy?
Whatever.
His brother in the movie is supposed to be Hassan Minhaj.
Yeah, like
wait,
Hassan
no, that's
Minhaj can't pass
No, I'm
for
sorry.
just Jewish.
Wait, hold on. That's his brother-in-law. Never mind.
Okay.
I'll take it back.
Okay.
I got the relationships in this fucking fake movie that I watched at 7 a.m. Incorrect.
Because I was thinking, I was like, damn, he's a really bad director. My God, he's like horrible at casting. They're not even the same fucking race.
Hassan did do great though.
Oh yeah.
Happy for him.
I mean, he looks like a fucking Disney prince, that man.
He does.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's Italian. You're right. Jewish and Italian.
Yeah.
There we go.
I remember before Mark and I were married and we were just dating and we were I went to the cellar with him and Hassan Minhaj did a set and I was like, wow, he is handsome. My God. When he walked on stage, I was like, now that's a star. And blah, blah, blah. And Mark was just like, oh my God.
I bet Mark was like furious about that.
Yeah, Mark's just like, whatever.
God damn
Yeah.
it. God damn it. Is Jenny Slate Italian? Is that
No,
right?
she's Jewish.
Okay.
Jewish Italian. Tough to decipher sometimes.
Yeah. Well, it's because I think it's like the Ashkenazi or something about it. I don't
The
know.
Ashkenaz of it all.
The Ashkenaz of it all.
Anyway, so Baldoni contrasted Lively's tone in his interviews by bringing up survivors of domestic violence because he fucking knows how to play the game and he's like this male feminist bullshitter, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So he was getting the treatment of like, oh my God, he's taking it seriously and she's not. And da, 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 da.
They wanted to hate on Blake.
They wanted to hate on Blake so bad, just like they want to hate on every woman. When you give someone an inch, like the society will be like, yes.
They will take it immediately.
Actually, speaking of this,
dog pile-on.
real quick aside, you might have seen Bravo Celebrities. Bravo Celebrities, Paige DeSorbo and Craig Conover, I think his last name is. Whatever.
Oh, yeah, from the alcoholic sparkling waters.
Yes, from the alcoholic sparkling waters, exactly.
I remember that.
But anyway, so they're both on Bravo shows and they were dating for 3 years and people really liked this relationship and they just broke up and immediately people are like, it's her fault. Immediately. And it's like, hey, why don't we, I don't know, consider that we don't know these people.
We don't know these people.
We have
Also,
never met these people.
Also, people can just break up because that's just what needs to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't have to be someone's fault.
Right. He also
Looking
lives
at me in my old relationship. Oh, but seriously.
But seriously.
Paige, you seem lovely.
So it's just like
Craig,
one of these.
you seem fine.
You seem fine. But people
I don't know you.
People
people like him?
love
Great.
to like
Dogpile on
Specifically
on women.
Specifically on women and specifically on like women that don't need guys or validation from guys. They fucking hate that.
And by people we mean incels.
Yeah.
And Midwestern moms.
And Midwestern moms.
What's up with that?
Yes.
They are like this. I was looking at some of the comments on like the Facebook, it'll pop up, it'll be like Blake Lively, blah, blah, blah. And the Midwestern moms would be in the comments hot, like, she's trash, like, and I'm like, yeah, she's for sure not.
Yeah.
Definitely not that. And also, like, why are you riding so hard for this random dude?
Right. Who no one even knew who he was until this movie.
Also, like, multiple people in the cast seem to be having some sort of issue with him.
Right.
Why is that? No way. No way could that be considered to be true.
Right.
It must be that she's awful.
Exactly.
Or it could also be a little combination of both.
Right. Maybe both.
Probably the
awful.
reality is that they're probably both have their problems.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's get into the exact complaint that she is filing. So the New York Times reported that she filed a complaint with the California Civil Rights Department against him, his studio production company, and the CEO of the studio production company, also a public relations expert hired by both men. So she alleged that she was the subject of repeated sexual harassment from Baldoni, which is so ironic considering he's this male feminist.
And also, like, so tough because they have a lot of sex scenes.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So she accused him of making inappropriate comments about her appearance, demanding she be nude in scenes when the script didn't call for nudity, and unexpectedly biting her during kissing scenes. She also alleged that both he and Heath, I don't know who the fuck Heath is, but somebody, walked into her trailer unannounced while she was undressed, and also like he would be making fun of her weight gain. She was only 4 months postpartum, which goddamn, look at this. So
yeah, that's not gonna just disappear overnight.
Yeah, she had to like give birth, have a baby, do all that shit, and then be naked on screen 4 months after. Are you joking, dude?
No.
This is gonna be a deflated mess.
Also, good. I mean, she looked amazing.
Yeah.
What the fuck? All right, fuck this guy.
Fuck this guy.
Midwestern moms, I'm getting you on my team. Fuck this guy.
If this is true, fuck this guy. But who fucking knows? I mean, like, we keep getting pushed in a bunch of different directions.
And I think clearly PR works.
I know.
That's the one takeaway for sure.
I know. So they also were discussing their experiences about pornography addiction in front of her. Whatever. She felt like she was routinely degraded.
She didn't feel comfortable.
And yeah. So there was like it's just a lot of stuff like that. And then also they had a meeting on November 9th, 2023, where Ryan Reynolds was allegedly there, and they had a lot of protections for Blake required to return for the set. The demands included the presence of an intimacy coordinator. So that's something that I guess is standard.
Good.
You're supposed to have somebody there, I don't know, to
it seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm having fake sex with a guy, and it's like if Baldwin is out there shooting guns and stuff and there's bad stuff happening, clearly things can go awry on set. So you should probably have the relevant safety people.
Right. Famously in that movie Anora we saw, there was no intimacy coordinator. And
really?
People had big opinions about that.
There really should have been.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say this.
Yeah, Pamela Anderson did an interview with the star of that movie, and she was like, what was that choice? And she was like, we were told we didn't need one. And she was like,
who told you that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I know.
And she's a young, I hope.
Well, you know.
Well, it's a good movie. Go check it out. They saved a couple bucks on that intimacy coordinator.
Yep. So there would have to be the presence of an intimacy coordinator. There could be no discussions of personal experiences with sex or nudity.
So we're clear, intimacy coordinator is someone who coordinates sex scenes in a movie. I don't know if people know that.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's kind of implied, but yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway. And they had to hire an experienced producer to supervise the set because I guess he was doing a really bad job. And no spontaneous improvisations in scenes of physical intimacy. So no biting her randomly.
That's fair.
Yeah. And what's so annoying too is I could so see Justin Baldoni being like, we're artists. If I feel a certain way, I feel a certain way.
And it's just like the passion of the scene.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, God.
Yeah, don't bite me.
Apparently, after he bit her and after he was doing a bunch of weird shit she was like, that crossed the line. And he goes, I'm not even attracted to you.
Oh my God, good for Blake. She's being so professional. I would have thrown hands.
Of course.
Like right away. Like I'd be like, roll tape. Like, we're going to get this on camera.
But I saw on TikTok, dude, people on TikTok need to be stopped. But
well, they will be soon.
Yeah, that's true. But there was like that part of the lawsuit came out that he said that he wasn't attracted to her. And all these comments were like, yeah, like, she's not bothered by any of this shit. She's just bothered because he wasn't sexually attracted to her. I'm like, oh my God.
He bit her.
Yeah. And also, I don't believe that for one fucking second. He's definitely attracted to her because look at her.
He cast her.
He cast her.
As the main love interest. What?
I know. So there was an alleged smear campaign. You might have seen this also. So he hired Melissa Nathan's firm, which is a PR firm, and to formulate a social manipulation campaign designed.
Fabulous firm. God damn, they are good at their jobs.
They're very good.
This is a great advertisement for this firm.
But they were meant to formulate a social manipulation campaign designed to destroy her reputation on July 30th. And it fucking worked.
Yeah.
And there's so many people on the internet that think what's crazy to me is like, I just want to like ask the Mind Hive people and be like, don't you find it interesting that all of you have the exact same opinion at the same exact time? Don't you find that interesting?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you take a step back and be like, oh wow, I am regurgitating the exact same opinion and this is the correct opinion? It's like,
and I'm pointing like to one interview.
Right.
Like, I can't even think of a real reason we were mad at her besides like all of a sudden this interview mysteriously came forward from like 10 years ago.
Exactly.
Where she was just kind of a little rude.
Right. So allegedly, they delivered a proposal that included the creation of social fan engagement to go back and forth with negative accounts.
Wow.
So that's what's happening. Like on a celebrity level, on, you know, ruining someone's reputation, whatever, that sucks. But also it's crazy to see that obviously that happens in politics.
It's been, yes.
That happens.
It's been happening in politics since 2016.
Right.
That's when I think the first like round of this happened with the original Russian bots.
Right.
So it's
of
gotten super sophisticated. And now with AI, you can sometimes see it. Like if you're looking in the comments, you can see like phrases get repeated because like bad AI will do that. But like generative AI, we're so cooked. It's unreal.
It's unreal.
But on the plus side, I do think people are starting to get a little bit more savvy. Frankly, one of the benefits of this case is it brings this up into public's opinion.
Yeah.
But most people are dumb as fuck.
Right.
So they're never going to know. But just you can't trust anything anymore. You got to be suspicious.
You got to be really suspicious. So also, allegedly, Blake's team had received text messages between the PR firm and Justin that said that he was like asking them, he was like, can you do something like this? And sent a Twitter thread against Haley Baldwin.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not see that.
Yeah.
What was she getting bothered
Haley
by?
Bieber.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Dude, she got her ass kicked for years. Haley Bieber.
I mean, I know that she's like, I've probably fallen victim to it in the sense of like, I have a kind of lightly negative connotation with her.
That's what people, I mean, she got her ass hammered.
And I'm sure it's probably because some of these, that sucks. Come on, Laura, be better.
Well, also with Haley Bieber and in general, like people are like, oh, look how unhappy Justin looks with her. And it's like, well, Justin is literally getting over being raped by Diddy.
Yeah,
so...
he's fine.
And she's like, I'm trying to fucking support my husband through this thing. And people are just like, you're the reason he's sad. And she's like, what a hell.
Yeah, it's awful.
What a hell. She is drop dead beautiful though. So there is that.
She's very, very, very pretty. And her company's doing well.
Yeah. Road Beauty.
Road.
So this method of engagement actually has a name. So it's called astroturfing. And it's designed to look like opinion commentary from the general public when it's actually coming from a particular group. And wow, was that effective? Because I thought, and you know, if we go back and listen to our probably humiliating episode, I'm sure
we have the worst takes because we're stupid.
Because we're stupid, and we felt, whatever, we didn't know about. I mean, I kind of did, but like not like.
I want to say, man, I really should go back and find it. Oof. I want to say that we were like, wait, this seems weird.
I hope so, but anyway, It's called astroturfing, and you've probably fell victim to it. You've probably seen it on the internet, and you probably maybe you didn't even know it. But you feel like everyone's saying this one thing when really it's just being pumped in by this one particular PR group, which is insane.
Your opinions are really easily shaped by what you're consuming, which is why you should listen to this podcast.
Right. And tell your friends about the podcast so that they know as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the PR firm had been caught discussing. They were like, yeah, you know we can bury anyone, but I can't write that to Justin, but we can bury her, basically. So it wasn't according to the lawsuit, it was a targeted attack on her character.
Wow. And I guess, well, what does that mean legally?
Defamation.
Defamation.
I actually don't know. I mean, we'll find out, I guess.
Sure, they'll try to settle.
So what does he say? So Baldoni, what does he say? So the talent agency WME, William Morris Endeavor, dropped him as a client after the filing, which is kind of crazy. They were also like, beyond this movie, no one knows who you are.
Here's a bad thing. This movie has caused a lot of headache, now a lawsuit, and who are you?
And by the way, who are you?
How did this happen?
They just get this like lawsuit. They're like, who is this a client of ours? We should drop this client. We didn't even fucking know who he was.
Who signed this guy?
Who is this man?
Who signed this man?
I don't know this man. He is saying that all of her allegations are categorically false. They're outrageous. They're intentionally salacious with the intent to publicly hurt and rehash a narrative in the media.
So, but those were legally obtained text messages, right,
Yes.
from the carriers?
As far as I know.
So
I mean, maybe I'm getting rooked. Somehow.
Maybe we're getting rooked
maybe
again.
I'm getting
so
rooked
who knows?
again.
But in that case, if they were like given over by AT&T, like that's pretty tough, dude.
Yeah.
Why are you texting that stuff then? And the point was that they wanted to get ahead of a potential anything she said about him being inappropriate on set.
Right.
That is so dark.
I know.
I don't know if I'm falling victim again, but if I am, I'm doing it hook, line, and sinker. I don't like that guy.
Well, and it's so meta that it's
crazy.
comical.
And that it's about to come on.
It's about abuse, and this man is like abusing her.
Or trying
to.
And
or
also
whatever.
he's abusing her. You know what freaks me out? She's like a billionaire.
Yeah.
She's extreme and an A-list celebrity. She really couldn't be more powerful, specifically in the world that he lives in. And he feels comfortable doing that to her.
I know.
What the fuck is happening to some random PA?
Yeah,
I don't
true.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Well, Whitney Cummings had the best take on this. She always does.
She's great.
But she had a take where she was like, why the fuck are people shocked that Blake Lively is getting sexually abused and told she's fat on set? Like, this entire industry is built on Shirley Temple, who was a toddler who would dance on grown men's laps.
Yeah.
That is what the Hollywood industry is consisted of. That's where it originated from.
That's the culture. That's
the
deep roots.
culture. So she's like, I don't know why everyone's like, oh my God. She's like, that's just what it is.
And that is why they're trying to have things to like inherent, like to make more safety, like intimacy coordinators and stuff like that.
Right.
It's crazy how it can be, and not to use this word, but like so woke in so many ways and then so backwards at the same time.
I know.
think that's part of the problem. It's just like such massive hypocrisy.
Yeah.
And Hollywood is a group that considers itself like, I mean, he was doing a podcast about this, about feminism.
Yeah.
God, it's weird. I don't like this guy. I hope
know.
she takes him all the way and takes him to the cleaners.
I hope so.
And she has $1.06 billion or whatever it comes to.
I know. So stars have rallied behind Blake, actually. Colleen Hoover, the author of the book the movie's based on, has been behind her the entire time.
She's probably like, what the hell happened here?
Yeah, like, what the fuck? This is crazy. A lot of people, like, so Amber Rose Tamblyn, who I think is, what's his face's wife? I forget.
Okay.
And America Ferrera, who have both co-starred with Blake. They had a really nice Instagram post.
From Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was great. That's so long ago.
I
That's
know.
right.
That was like the first movie she was in.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was delightful. It was so pure.
Yeah. But they had some really nice things to say. They actually called out also that the hypocrisy is astounding.
Yeah. That's a word for it.
Yeah, it's really something else. So, I like that there's like real people and not bots, Justin Baldoni. that are coming out and saying nice things. Also, maybe not the person that she wants to hear from right now because she has not had the arc that she wanted, but Amber Heard came out and said something that
I know. That whole case, I still don't know what's up with that.
I think that case, they're both terrible people that were not terrible people, but they were in a terrible relationship.
It was not a fit. I'll tell you that.
It was not a fit. And there was a lot of drug addiction and alcohol addiction going on during the time, and there's no heroes.
There's no heroes in this situation.
But she said something, and I was like, I love this quote. She said, social media is the absolute personification of the classic saying, a lie travels halfway around the world before truth can get its boots on. I like that.
That is nice.
Because it's so sad that, like, if, let's say Amber Heard is completely vindicated in 5 years, no one's going to care. She's still going to be the joke.
Our big memory will be from the first thing. And honestly, even with this Blake Lively case, I don't know how much traction this second round is getting.
I know.
Baldoni stuff. Hopefully a lot.
Exactly.
In our world, it's getting a lot, but I don't know, like, the Midwestern moms. But now I'm like, wait, are those real Midwestern moms or were those bots?
Maybe they're bots. But also, I feel
God
bad.
Damn it! I'm once again throwing women under the bus.
Yeah.
These poor ladies.
And I felt bad in the roast of 2024 on Netflix. Hannah Berner, friend of the pod, she had a joke that was a pretty funny joke about.
Her jokes were solid.
Yeah, they were good. But she had a joke about what the fuck. She was saying something about, she called her a cunt, basically. She called Blake Lively a cunt. And everyone's like, oh my God, how poorly timed, like da-da-da-da. And it's like, okay, but she probably wrote that joke 2 days ago when all public sentiment was completely different.
100%. That's the tough part about comedy.
That's the shitty thing. It's like, well, how was Hannah Berner supposed to know that everyone was gonna, like, that's like the general public is so stupid. Because when she wrote that joke, it was probably 2 days prior when everyone was on board with that joke and it would have killed. And then the wind blows and all of a sudden she's like,
I don't know why Netflix didn't just cut it.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Fuck you, Netflix.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe they did it intentionally to get some buzz.
Well,
anyway.
Hannah's in the she knows her shit. She's in the reality TV world. She's like, whatever.
She's like, talk about it.
Whatever. It does, whatever. Good for her.
Yeah, anyway, good shit.
That was crazy. Good job also on outlining that because I learned some and I've been following this. So more additional detail that came through. I hope you guys enjoyed this.
If you didn't, that's fine. Please write us a comment and
go enjoy more of Justin Baldoni's work.
And tell your friends, be like, look how bad this podcast is, and share it with 5 to 10 people.
We'll take hate watches.
Oh my God, please. I would love a hate watch. And like and subscribe if you don't mind. Go on to Apple Podcasts, leave us a nice review. That would be great. You can write something horrible in it, but you just give us 5 stars. That's all we need. Follow me at May_Planner. I have a special coming out on Amazon Prime on the 21st of January. I'm also giving birth on the 20th.
That's so exciting.
Anyway, I'm giving birth to 2 babies, one more important than the other.
Mm-hmm. You get to decide.
You get to decide on the 21st.
And I will be all over the place because I'm preparing for a little taping that's going to be here in New York. So if you want to come, if you're a good laugher, if you want to come to the taping on February 1st, hit me up. It'll be a Don't Tell taping. And I will be performing all over. So just check my Instagram to see where to come see us live. So,
okay.
All right.
Bye.